And welcome to Morningwood Sports. I'm Corey. And as always, I have my wonderfully amazing, super sexually attractive, really like him here. I know everybody loves my intros whenever I talk about my little man crush here, but it's okay. We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He has to put up with my shit all the time.
I seen a couple comments from a viewer about how we were talking about how great Oregon's unis are, and he was giving a little shit. So thanks for that, buddy.
Yeah,
But fuck you.
that's okay. Hey, talk all the shit you want, but they do have the coolest fucking jerseys. And if you want to argue that or come on and debate that, come on tomorrow for our Morningwood Sports Game Day Live. That's when we do all the shit talking with the people, and that's when we talk to the fans. And if you can't come and do that, then we don't really give a shit. So
Yeah.
we're going to talk shit to each other.
And that one's all on TikTok, by the way.
That's all on TikTok. And so we're kind of jumping between platforms here, doing our little thing. We do our podcast over here on Riverside, and we share it on Spotify, and we also share this stuff on YouTube. Then we also every Sunday we try to do our Morningwood Sports Game Day Live on TikTok, and we're gonna have comments and things like that. Don't worry, we are pet friendly, obviously.
She's gonna say sorry about the dogs barking.
Don't worry about the dogs. The dogs are fine.
They're just defending the house.
Yeah, I'm surprised. You'll probably hear mine at some point too. I mean, it is what it is. I have dogs, and then I also have children, and they're both just as annoying.
Yeah.
One
Anyway.
shuts up when you tell them to normally.
I'm gonna hop right into a little bit of college football again. Me and Corey were just talking a little bit. There's not a whole lot going on this morning for the beginning of the games Saturday morning, but we did have one hell of an upset last night. Florida
Absolutely.
State has been playing great football compared to what they started out last year when they were so hyped up. Everybody had Florida State hyped up last year.
Well, technically, we had two. Last night.
Technically two, but not as big as Florida State.
Obviously.
But Florida State played very good, but Virginia, man, they were on top of it. Florida State's defense could not get it going against Virginia, and that game went into double overtime, and it was one of the better college football games I have watched in the last couple of years. Those two teams were fighting. It was so fun to watch. I was at the bar, and I had a buddy that had money on the game, and he bet Virginia not only to cover, but also to win.
Ooh, he made some money then.
Yeah, he had a nice little win. I think he had something like 50 to cover and 100 to win, and yeah, so he made a good little chunk of change last night on that game. But on the other hand, like I was saying, that game was very fun to watch, and that's the college football that I enjoy watching. And we've had some games like that so far this year. The Georgia-Tennessee game was very good. But again, a big upset for Florida State. They're going to drop in the rankings. They were ranked 8. I think they fall out of the top 12 for sure. But I think Florida State still has that chance to fight back into that spot if they win out. But it's going to be hard for them to win out.
Yeah, no, definitely. And this definitely hurt them. They were playing really well. Virginia's played really well. Their only loss is to NC State. And for whatever reason, NC State, plays really well. That's
they're NC State's one of those teams. They're one of those trap teams, kind of like I was talking last week about Wisconsin. How not last week because we didn't get to do last week's. But I did talk about a little bit on TikTok how like Wisconsin's another one of those teams. They're never up there top tier anything, but they are a trap team, but not anymore. And I have a feeling that Wisconsin's going to make some changes there. But the NC State, Wisconsin, they're always one of those teams where you got to play them and you don't want to because they always have a good product on the field.
Well, let's just say this game went to double overtime, first off. So, I mean, obviously both teams were playing well. We had, Florida State played their hearts out in this game, and they unfortunately lost. So they're number 8 right now. They're probably
how ballsy of Virginia to not only get the touchdown, but to go for the 2-point conversion.
Right. No,
and force Florida State to have to get a touchdown and to tie it with a 2-point conversion. Ballsy. Hell of a call. Hell of a game. Hats off to Virginia.
No, that's what makes college football watchable. That's what makes us enjoy it. That's what we want to do.
But this is also why that I want the NFL to adopt college football's overtime rules, because I hate NFL's overtime rules. It's fucking dumb. I don't get it. Why And even in college, you never see a tie in college. But you know what? It happens in the NFL. There should never be a tie in a fucking football game. I'm sick of this shit.
Right. No, I hate it. I hate ties. Ties are ridiculous. I mean, keep playing until it's over. We also we had another upset last night. Arizona State uh went ahead and upset TCU.
TCU.
TCU, they've been playing okay. But Arizona State, they they've been playing well. They have a lot to prove. They played really well last
I
year.
mean, making that college football playoff last year, and that was the best college football playoff game last year was the Arizona State game. But yes, Arizona State upsetting TCU. I see Arizona State probably jumping into the rankings now, beating number 24 team.
Yeah.
Going into 3-1. And yes, like you said, they have a lot to prove for the fact that they made the college football playoff last year and they want to build on that. And they lost some players.
Well,
and they need to build on that.
Yeah, and you're also going to see. We were just talking about Virginia. Virginia's 4-1 now. They're probably going to sneak their way into the 24-25 rank
Absolutely.
area,
Which they
especially
should.
coming in and beating a number 8 team, like Florida State. So I think that at this point they're definitely going to do. They're going to. There's going to be some moving at the bottom, obviously. And it depends on who else wins and who else loses.
And outside of that, I mean, right now you also have number 21 USC playing number 23 Illinois. Whoever, there's going to be a loss there too. So you got a 24 loss. You're going to have an either 23 or a 21 loss. And right now it's in Illinois' favor. And Notre Dame. Notre Dame's playing right now. They're going to win. They're dominating Arkansas. But you're going to see a lot of shifting at that, the 25 to 20 range this week.
Right. Well, and yet again, here we go. They're dominating Arkansas. Arkansas's not near as good as we thought they were going to be. I think they're going to be better next year whenever they actually do go ahead and get turned back over to Petrino. But right now, currently, we got Wake Forest beating the brakes off of Georgia Tech. What's going on with that?
17-3,
and they're in the red zone.
They are, and I've been talking about Georgia Tech the last few weeks and how Georgia Tech is another one of those teams that's been building a very good program. And
they were a powerhouse of old, and they kind of fell off, and now they're trying to bring it back.
Yep. And so, I mean, I don't think Georgia Tech's out of this one yet. It is Wake Forest, but we'll see what happens. I think, Georgia Tech has been playing very well so far this entire season. I don't see them folding this game against Wake Forest. I see them coming back, but hey, it's college football. You never know.
Never know.
And being a head coach in college football has to be so hard, trying to scheme against all these different teams that you don't normally play. SEC is a little different. You kind of have the same, you're playing a lot of the same teams, and ACC, you bounce around, it seems to be a little bit more. We'll see. I mean, I'm not knocking Georgia Tech out yet, but we'll see. I think Wake Forest, I mean, haven't had the best program for NCAA football, but they win games.
Yeah, no, definitely do. And that Illinois, we were just talking about this game, the Illinois game, USC, that's a very tight game right now. We got 14-10, in the third quarter, beginning of the third quarter. Illinois got the ball, and they're driving right now. They're on the USC 26, but they just got stalled, 4th and 6. So they're probably going to kick a field goal here, making it 17-10. That's a really good game. USC has a chance to stay in that game, and whenever we get off here, I'm probably going to go ahead and finish that game and see how that plays out.
That I think is going to finish off to be a good game. And the other one that's currently going on right now too is Utah State and Vandy, and we've been talking about Vandy a little bit. They've had some very good games this season. They actually had a very good season for Vanderbilt last year, and they're sitting at 4-0 right now. But Utah State should be Vandy's gimme game, and right now it's 28-21.
Yeah, but Utah State has been playing everybody tough, honestly.
And they have, but when we talked about a couple weeks ago about how Vandy's schedule looks like after that, it's a gauntlet. And they need this win big time in order to hopefully make a bowl game.
Another game we got going on that's worth mentioning right now is we have 1-3 Kansas State beating UCF. That's 3-0, 24-7 right now.
Damn.
Yeah. So University of Central Florida has been firing on all cylinders early, but obviously they've, for whatever reason, they've ran into a brick wall with Kansas State right now. We'll see how that ends up playing out. It's in the third. That's going to be tough for them to come back. They definitely can at this point, but it's a 3-score game.
And then we also have tonight, we got Alabama against Georgia, which I'm looking forward to that game. The Tennessee versus Mississippi State, I think, is going to be another one of those good football games.
Yes.
Tennessee has been playing good. The Georgia-Tennessee game is probably going to be one of the best games of the season.
Yeah, then you also have LSU Ole Miss going tonight.
Yes, that game's going to be phenomenal.
That's probably the game of the week for me.
And Texas A&M, who's ranked at number 9, going against Auburn. There's some good games coming on later today, and we don't get to talk about them right now, but we'll talk about them probably a little bit more on Game Day Live tomorrow on TikTok. But we got some good games. Missouri is playing Massachusetts, who's 0-3, so that should be a gimme game for you guys as well. I can easily see Missouri going to 5-0.
Yeah, Minnesota's right now, they're tied up right now playing. So they're doing all right, I guess. And then we'll see how they play out. They're playing Rutgers.
Just 20, Rutgers,
yeah, 21 all, 4:45
yeah,
left.
Losing that game 2 weeks ago was a heartbreaker when who the hell did we play? Cal or UCLA? I can't remember.
There's another big game. There's number 1 Ohio State playing against Washington. They're both 3-0. And they're rivals now because they're in the same conference, but they didn't used to be. So we'll see how that division game plays out. That conference game plays out.
We're starting to get into the thick of things where NCAA football, like now every game means something to these teams. But for us watching it and talking about it, these games are starting to get a lot more interesting, a lot more serious, more shit's on the line, and it's getting to the point where college football is going to be so much fun to watch.
All right. So now the distraction's out of the way. Also, I got Iowa Hawkeyes playing against the Indiana Hoosiers. They've both been playing well. Iowa has left something to, their running game is great. Their passing game is not so great. But Indiana's been playing lights out. The Hoosiers have been playing lights out.
Mm-hmm.
So
this honestly could be a very interesting game.
It could be a trap game for Indiana. Is what it could be.
Absolutely, because Iowa's we've talked about it. Iowa's going to stack D. They always do. They always play great D. They always usually have a pretty good running game, and they never have a quarterback. If that team could find a quarterback, my goodness, Iowa would be dangerous.
So good. Gronowski is just not the guy.
And Indiana, who's been playing very well so far this season, coming into this game ranked 11. This is going to be it could be a tough game for Indiana. It's either going to be a trap game or they're going to walk them. It's one of the two. I mean, we've seen what Iowa's done in the past and taken teams out right at the very end of the season and things like that. And the other good one tonight, I think, is Oregon and Penn State.
Ben, I love Penn State.
2 high-ranked teams. Oregon's been playing phenomenal football so far this season, and but they're quietly winning games and nobody's talking about.
Yeah, no, definitely. So also, we got all these games going on. Like I said, we're kind of getting into the thick of it. We got Iowa State going against Arizona today as well, later tonight at 6 p.m. They're both undefeated. Iowa State's 4-0 and Arizona's 3-0. And Iowa State's been playing really well this year so far. The Cyclones have been playing out of their mind. Let's see if they can keep that rolling against a very good Arizona team.
Oh, come on, work.
It looks like Iowa State's picked to win this by 4.5 points against Arizona. So something to watch there. Like you said, Oregon versus Penn State. That's going to be an amazing game. Right now they got Penn State as the, they think Penn State's going to win by 3.5 points. That's what Vegas has on them. So that's definitely going to be a good game to watch. You mentioned Mizzou. We're playing Mass. If we lose that game right now, that'd be a total shit show for us. They have us by 44.5 points in Vegas.
Yeah.
So let's just not talk about that anymore.
I might actually throw a $100 bet on the Mizzou covering that 44.5.
And then, like you said, we got your Bulldogs against Bama. Vegas doesn't know what they think about this. They have it under 3. They have it at 2.5 points. So that tells me right now that and plus it's a top tier SEC team going against a top tier SEC team.
Mm-hmm.
It's always going to be a dogfight. They have it at 53.5. That's actually kind of high for me. I think it's going to be a little lower than that. I would take the under on that.
Yeah, I feel like it's high. For me, it's high. I think this is going to be a lot closer. I'm thinking more like in 21-17-ish kind of range.
No, I'm right.
I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's going to
I'm
be
right
defensive.
there with you. Especially because Bama hasn't been putting up a whole lot of points this year, and neither has Georgia, except against teams that don't matter. But whenever they play against tougher teams, they're actually not putting up the points.
Whenever they play each other, I mean, and that's I can go this route too. Whenever they play each other, sometimes scoring gets out of fucking hand.
Right.
And you look at last year, I think when Bama played Georgia and Georgia ended up losing, that game was out of hand in the beginning, and Georgia came back and almost won that game. So it's gonna be interesting for college football coming up the next the rest of today, and then the next couple weeks we're gonna kind of start to see who's kind of more in line for that Heisman Trophy and who we think is going to be more in line for, maybe the top 4 teams and things of that nature.
Well, I'll go ahead and say right now.
I also think we're going to continue to see these upsets because the way this whole NIL thing is, and we've said it every single fucking week, but the way this NIL thing is happening, it's making it more balanced throughout college football, and you're not having that pure 2, maybe top 4 dominant teams. You're starting to see it, and easily there's a possibility that a number 10 could easily beat a number 1. And we saw yesterday a number 8 losing to a unranked team like Virginia. And you're going to start seeing these teams, and if Virginia keeps playing, they're 3-1 or 4-1 now. We could see Virginia, if they keep winning out, we could see them move up too.
Oh yeah, they're definitely going to actually be. They're going to be a top 25 team after this week, in my opinion. Absolutely. But you kind of touched on this. We were talking about the Heisman. We're going to see how this kind of plays out. I'm just going to put it out there right now. I've already kind of touched on this a little bit. We might as well write Arch Manning off for the Heisman at this point. Yes. He has not done anything.
He's not even in the running right now.
No, I know he's not, and he shouldn't be. No, because he's got a lot to prove. He's left a lot to be desired with his play this year so far, and I don't see him fixing that. They have a lot of tough games coming up, and I think it's only going to get harder for him.
At this point, I can honestly see Arch Manning playing another season to see if he can build, because his draft stock is not where everybody thought it was going to be. Everybody thought Arch Manning was going to be up here. Everybody was talking about the Colts getting Daniel Jones and starting him over Anthony Richardson to try to get Arch Manning in, number 1 over. No, it's not going to happen.
Let's talk about this. I think whenever we were talking about guys that were like this before, we talked about like a Trevor Lawrence. And Trevor Lawrence went and beat a stacked Alabama team in the national championship as a true freshman. Okay, so we don't want to hear about this. Oh, he's got to have some time. He's been in that system 3 years. If he's not got it now, he's never going to get it. It tells me that he's more focused on outside of extracurriculars outside of actual football. So yeah. That to me means
Arch Manning either needs to get his head in the game and play football or do whatever else he wants to do.
Right.
I don't care either way. I just don't. I was so sick of the hype of Arch Manning just because of his last name. And granted, anybody, if you got the last name Manning, you're gonna get hyped up. I'm sorry, you're following the old man. You're following Peyton. You're following Eli. Like that's a lot of NFL caliber players, right, or NFL players right there. I think Hall of Famers. Eli, I think, is going to be eventually. I don't know if he's made it in yet, to be honest.
He should. I mean, he's a 2 Super Bowl winning quarterback. Yeah. He beat the 2 Patriots teams that were considered the best dynasty ever in history.
Correct.
So obviously,
I see that eventually happening. Peyton Manning is obviously already there, so I can understand why Arch Manning got hyped the way he did. And don't get me wrong, I feel like, maybe he's got a good head on his shoulders. Maybe he didn't let it go to his head. Maybe he did. I don't know. I'm on the outside just looking at it and watching. When you're getting booed as the starting quarterback
in your own venue
in your own, at your own stadium, at home, you're getting booed because you put up 24 points against a crap shoot team.
In Austin, Texas, you're getting booed.
That's not good.
That's not good.
Because that's football country right there.
And they love you. And you're all everything. You're all Texas. You're all everything. They
Did
love
you
it.
ever see? Did you ever fucking see Colt McCoy get booed? Nope.
No, absolutely not. Vince Young?
Nope.
Nope. Ricky Williams? Nope. He was stoned as fuck, not getting booed.
Exactly.
So
And if he did, he'd probably just be sitting there giggling on the sidelines,
right,
like,
like
you know, your boy.
how many touchdowns you got, man?
Yeah. But no, I hope for the best for Arch Manning. I'm not talking shit by any means. I hope he can turn it around. I think Steve Sarkisian can get him to where he needs to be, but it's taking longer than it should because this is year 3 for Arch. He got to sit for 2 years. I mean, he played a couple games last year with Quinn Ewers getting hurt, but
Here's the deal, though.
he
Let's
should
talk about
be
it. Where's
he
Quinn
should be
Ewers right
ahead
now?
of he should be ahead of
But
where
where's
he
Quinn
is
Ewers?
right now.
Nowhere. Where's Quinn Ewers? Nowhere.
Exactly.
All right, and Arch couldn't even beat him out for the starting spot. So I'm sorry. Like, we got to start having these conversations. They're real hard conversations. Sometimes these guys just don't make it.
But that's the way it works in college.
What about Jerry Rice's son? Nobody cares.
Correct. What happened with Randy Moss's kid?
Nobody cares.
No, nothing. It doesn't matter just because you have that last name. I understand that. Hey, maybe as a college, you're like, dude, this kid could be good. It was Moss's kid, or it's Jerry Rice's kid. What have you? You look at Marvin Harrison Jr. What has Marvin Harrison Jr. done in the NFL so far?
Nothing.
Not
He caught a touchdown, and it was like
He-
amazing
he-
for him.
He looks like Kadarius Toney, who, by the way, just retired with a total of 33 catches for like 700 yards and 3 touchdowns.
33 catches, 47 drops. So,
But again, I hope for the best. I'm not talking shit about these guys. They're
No,
young
no.
kids. They're in the NFL, and it's amazing, dude. They high school, college, got drafted high. I'm so happy for them. But something's going on. These higher first round draft picks for me, especially, you know, talking about like Marvin Harrison and even maybe Trevor Lawrence a little bit. Like I'm on the verge of calling Marvin Harrison Jr. a bust, but I don't call a bust until after year 3.
no, but Trevor Lawrence is a bust.
No, Trevor Lawrence. I'm saying Marvin Harrison.
No,
Marvin
I
Harrison
understand,
Jr.
but you know how long everybody's hyped up Trevor Lawrence, and
Oh, God,
because he was so fucking amazing at Clemson, and he did it as a true freshman, and he was good, and they won some national championships, and he was awesome. Everybody thought that he was so great, and he was like, "Oh, sunshine, sunshine." Comes in the NFL, has a decent freaking rookie year, but he always left something to be desired. Every single year, they're like, "Whoa, man!" But you saw flashes. You know he could be this.
But then they gave him like a 5-year, $200+ million deal. I'm like, why? Kyler Murray is another perfect example of success in college, but hasn't transferred into the NFL. And it's because he's too goddamn short. I'm sorry. He's too damn short. He has to roll out in order to see his wide receivers because he can't see over the offensive and defensive line. And that throws off your routes. That throws off the timing on all the wide receiver routes.
Yeah, no, definitely. Also, man, like I don't see.
He needs to go back to fucking baseball. Probably be an all-star baseball player. He was drafted by Oakland. Now, is it still Oakland A's or are they LA A's? Vegas, I mean.
Don't know. They're still the Oakland A's right now, but like this is their last year. And I'm not sure what they're doing next year. I haven't really looked into that. They're moving. I know that.
Let's touch base a little bit before we hop into the NFL because I want to talk about this because it makes me oh so fucking happy that all the hype around Detroit fucking Tigers.
Oh my god,
all
they
fucking
fell on
season,
their face, bro.
And I don't like Cleveland. Now I can go to the NFL and I can be like, you know what? I don't mind the Detroit Lions. Blah blah blah. They're in the same division, but it's kind of fun. You know, if your team's doing like shit, you don't want to see the Packers or the Bears win. You got another team in your division to root for. Cool. I do that with the Lions, but I hate the Tigers. And yeah, I wouldn't. It's different for you, but I can't stand the Packers or the Bears. So I rooted for the Lions because they always sucked. So, but going to the Detroit Tigers, man, they were up like 15 games in July and still up 10 games going into August, and now we are in the middle of September, and it's all tied up between the Cleveland Indians and the Detroit Tigers. Cleveland held the lead for one day, then they lost the next game, and now it's even. I've said it before, and I've said it numerous times. Baseball is a long goddamn season, and I don't care how well you're doing in the beginning. Injuries take a toll. The long season takes a toll. Everybody's hyped on Detroit.
Said this.
Everybody was so hyped on Detroit in the beginning of the season, the first month, because they just ran away with it. And Cleveland fights every game. As much as I do not like them, I'm so happy to see it.
What's the last team that was in first place at the All-Star break that fucking ended up winning the World Series? That's what I'd like.
I don't know. I would have to Google that one.
I mean, because, well, the reality is it doesn't happen. You know, like, you don't want to start good because you want to finish good.
You want to finish good, and that's what I've said about Detroit. That's a long season. It's a young team. That, you know, some of them aren't used to this long of a season. It's going to be one of those things where I think Detroit is going to get ousted in the first round. I really do. But then we have the Mariners who came back and they ended up winning their division behind that catcher. I can't remember his name all of a sudden. God damn it. But he's at 60 home runs now. Granted, his batting average is like 240. He's got like 130 RBIs. I mean, he's having a great season. He's obviously in the MVP talks, but right. I think stats-wise, in the AL, it's probably still going to go to Judge because Judge is batting over 300, still over 50 home runs, still over 100 RBIs. I mean, I still see it going to Judge just for the statistical aspect. I think overall, I think that catcher for the Mariners has helped bring that team to get them where they are, but they also have a lot of playmakers on the Mariners, where the Yankees... Judge has helped carry that team. I think Judge has helped carry the Yankees to the playoffs this year as a player more than anybody else in the league. And I hate the Yankees. I'm a Minnesota Twins fan. I've dealt with the Yankees for so many goddamn years of suffering and getting my asses kicked by them. I cannot stand them, and I don't like to give any hype to them. But I think Aaron Judge at this point deserves the MVP over him just for the fact that the Yankees went through so many injuries this year. Aaron Judge, his stats, and granted, right fielder, whatever. He doesn't do a lot out there. He makes some good plays. He's a great player. I still give it to Aaron Judge over the other guy just for that fact.
First off, last team to win, be leading at their All-Star break, first place the All-Star break to win the World Series was the Dodgers in 2020, which was, as we all know, a shortened season because of COVID.
Yes.
So I think with the AL, it's a little bit more open.
Yes.
The NL's
a little
locked
bit tighter.
down. It's locked up. It's Shohei Ohtani. It's Shohei Ohtani, hands down.
Dude, I'm sorry. I got to disagree. I think Milwaukee has a chance to beat him.
No, I'm not talking about game. I'm talking about MVP.
Oh, MVP. Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
it's Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei's going to get it.
We were talking MVP. So
yeah, my bad. I thought we were talking about winning. Well, we were on the World Series thing.
Yeah. Well, we'll get back to that. But I looking that up. I looked up what we talked. But the question I asked is what I did. I looked it up. I gave you the answer, and then I was trying to respond to what you were talking about with the MVP.
Yeah, nope, you're good.
With Aaron Judge.
Run with it.
And so as far as like the NL, I think it's pretty locked down at this point. I think it's going to be Shohei Ohtani, hands down. The dude's playing out of his freaking mind. He's a top 10 player on both sides of the ball. And it's hard to... Well, actually, three sides of the ball. He can hit, he can pitch, and he can freaking play in the field. So it's really hard, and he plays at a high level in all situations. When it comes to the AL... Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead, because I want to jump back into a quick Dodger thing to end the conversation with baseball, so go back to the AL that you wanted to talk about, and I just want to give a hats off to a Dodgers player before we stop talking about baseball.
So as far as the AL is concerned, the guy you were talking about is Cal Riley.
Cal Riley, there you go. I couldn't remember his damn
last name.
He's
a switch-hitting catcher that hits for all kinds of power. Did amazing, was awesome in the freaking home run derby, blah, blah, I think it definitely is probably between him or Judge as far as the MVP
MVP.
for
Hmm.
this year. So I mean, they just
I would love to see Cal win it. Don't get me wrong, but I still think stats wise, I think it's going to end up going to Judge.
yeah. Well, like I said, I think that's on that side of it's definitely
If Cal's batting average was higher and his on base percentage was higher, I think
yeah,
that
but he
would
plays the
make
most
it.
demanding
I would
position in baseball.
absolutely. That's my only argument that I want Cal to win it because he plays the most demanding position. He's a switch hitter, hits for power. Yes, his batting average is low. He's got a pile of fucking RBIs. He's hit for 60 home runs. I think Cal deserves it, but I think stats wise, it's going to go more to the Judge side of things, only because of that reason.
Well, okay, so Cal he's got 60 home runs, 125 RBIs, and he's batting 248.
Yeah. If his batting average was, say, 285, 290, I don't think there would be an argument. But I think that's what's going to draw the line.
Well, let's just
And he's
compare.
already got,
Let's just compare them. I mean, like, let's be fair here. So Aaron Judge has 52 home runs, 111 RBIs, but he's batting 330. So the batting average, he's being more efficient. He's actually he's on base more. But the difference, in my opinion,
but
the
look at
difference
their on base
is,
percentage. Look at their on base percentage. Because I guarantee you, Judge has it blown out of the water. And again, I am not an Aaron Judge fan or a Yankees fan. I think that these two stats, the on base percentage and the batting average, is what's going to give Judge the win.
he's got 170 runs created. It's not. I'm not. The one I'm on right now, it's not showing me on
Can't
base
find it.
percentage.
It's all good. But
But
outside of
yeah,
that,
so
and don't get me wrong, if Cal wins it, I'll be happy for him. I mean,
well,
I'm not talking
so
bad.
this
I just think the way we've seen things go over the last how many years, it's stats wise, it's going to go to Judge.
I understand, but I think that context matters, and the reason I think that Cal Riley needs to go ahead and they need to make an example here is not only is he doing all this, but he is making your pitchers better. He is out there. He's catching every freaking game.
Absolutely.
He's throwing guys out at second. He's getting his ass
But
kicked.
did you
While you're standing out picking daisies in right field and hitting home runs. I mean, I understand, but like, come on, man.
to all my to all my fans that like the movie Major League? After Cal hit that 60 home run, after he hit his 60th home run, at the microphone getting interviewed, the lady goes, "Well, what's next for your team?" Win the whole fucking thing. That's all he cares about. And that's why I like Cal. Because he doesn't give a shit about the MVP. He doesn't care. He wants to win. And I'm not saying Judge doesn't. I'm just saying I think Cal is going to help carry that team better in the playoffs. And the Yankees, I don't think are going to be on par with the Mariners this season in the playoffs. I think the Mariners have a very good chance of upsetting some teams in the AL this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I mean, I think that if you'd asked me this a few months ago, I'd have said you were crazy. But right now, I
But
think
again,
that I
it's
see it
how
just
you
simple.
finish the season.
That's exactly it. It's yeah.
Look at what Cleveland has done. Look at what the Mariners have done. They came back, and
Well, and that's what
Mariners
matters.
came back
Getting
and won
hot
their
at the right
division.
time matters in baseball.
Cleveland has the chance to win the division. There's what,
Yeah.
2 games left?
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. I mean, in baseball, you can be the wild card team and come in.
Absolutely.
Because just getting hot at the right time is what matters in baseball. Baseball is very streaky. It's a streaky sport. And
Yep.
and it's all about guys coming together at the right time and doing the right thing.
And you can come in hot and fall flat on your face,
Absolutely.
which I think is what's going to happen to Toronto.
Yeah, well, Toronto's susceptible to that. The Dodgers have been known to do it as of late.
Correct.
Yep. I mean, but I don't know. This year they look really good.
They just look good. But before I jump out of baseball here, I just want to give a hats off to Clayton Kershaw. One of my favorite pitchers to watch. Clayton Kershaw was one of the best pitchers of my years watching him. Kid was phenomenal. And I'm going to miss seeing Clayton Kershaw pitch. But hats off to Clayton Kershaw. Thanks for giving me all the fun games to watch. I'm not a Dodgers fan, but he was definitely a dedicated player.
And I'm going to
What?
do the same as you, except mine's going to be a little bit different. Good fucking riddance, Clayton Kershaw, you motherfucker. You know, you are really good, and I'm just glad we don't have to face your fucking ass anymore. Too bad we couldn't face you in the playoffs, but we suck now. So, hopefully you get your one last ring.
You want to come say hi to Korey? Well, man wants to come say hi.
Hey, Korey.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What you up to?
Oh, you know, just doing this podcast thing. Just hanging out, talking shit to your little boy here, old
Sure,
princess.
you gotta throw in little, don't you?
Well, I mean, you know, I take shits bigger than you, so that's okay.
Oh, fuck.
I'm just playing. I love you. Hey, I was actually just talking to the old lady though. We're gonna have to get your ass down here, and we're gonna go camping or do something stupid.
That'll work.
But,
I'm in.
But it's good to see you. Yeah, we were just talking a little baseball here. About to hop into some NFL.
We got to talk about the Seahawks and the Cardinals because that was a hell of a game. Even though you have the Cardinals picked to win the division, still don't understand why you picked that. But
hey, I have to give you something to talk about the stupid shit.
Yeah,
I have to say something really ridiculous, so you have some good material to talk shit on me about. I mean, other than the fact that I said the Chiefs were the best thing ever, and this year they've not proven that to be true at all.
Hey, 1-2 is not bad.
No, not at all. But I think at some point we're going to definitely get. We're going to go on a little run, but I think this week's going to be hard. But we'll get into that.
We're gonna talk a little football here. I know I'm busy, so I'm sorry. I got to kind of.
We're all busy, baby.
I'm definitely. It's gonna be like all NFL tomorrow on TikTok when we do our game day live shit. We got the Vikings really early in the morning. Going against the Steelers.
Yeah.
At 8:30 for us in Dublin.
Dublin, Ireland.
I'm excited. We'll see what happens. Carson Wentz had a good game last week. The Vikings D was fucking lights out. Isaiah Rodgers had 2 defensive touchdowns in the fucking first half. 3 forced fumbles.
Controversy?
Quarterback controversy might be there. You might not be wrong. We'll see.
Well, I'm just telling you right now, he's just got the veteran leadership. So we'll talk about that. But
absolutely. But the Seahawks-Cardinals game, Cardinals were down 20-6, I think, and came back and made it a game.
Dude. Yeah.
And Marvin Harrison, again, had 2 horrible drops that turned into picks. Ended up, kind of getting a touchdown, made it a game. Cardinals made it a game. Cardinals should have won that game.
Yeah.
But Sam Darnold's playing good football.
He is playing good football.
The Seahawks defense is playing good football. This team looks a whole lot different with Sam Darnold than it did with Geno Smith.
Okay. Let's talk about this. Sam Darnold and Kyler Murray are the same fucking person.
Pretty much.
They literally, whenever it comes to, so you're talking about a third tier quarterback, okay? You got your top tier quarterbacks. You got your, your freaking Josh Allen. You got your,
yeah, Korey.
See, so you have your Josh Allens. You got your freaking Lamar Jacksons. You got your Mahomes. You got that type upper echelon guys. But then you have your second tier guys, which, those guys are like your Baker Mayfields and your freaking Staffords. And, you guys like that. But then you get down to your third tier guys, which are like what I would call Aaron Rodgers at this point, and Kyler Murray, and Geno Smith, and your, and even freaking, oh my gosh, the Seahawks quarterback that I just freaking... Sam Darnold. Thank you. Brain fart of the year. Sam Darnold. They're all in the same tier of category as far as I'm talking about. They're the third tier. And the thing is, you have to talk to yourself about, man, we're getting ready to have to pay Kyler. But what are you going to change him out with? The chance of you getting something better, you're going to have to give everything up to get something better. And
you're not wrong. And Kyler Murray, I don't think Kyler Murray's bad.
No, obviously, he's a good quarterback.
We obviously talk about his heights a little, but Drew Brees did it. Drew Brees made it fucking work.
I don't think he can see.
But Drew Brees is a whole different
I don't think
Drew
he could
Brees
see
is a whole different
downfield.
caliber of quarterback.
And Drew Brees was very much about anticipation throws.
Mm-hmm.
So Kyler Murray has to see it, and he can't see downfield. And
I think Kyler Murray needs to
he's got a
sit down
good
and
arm, but he's
watch
not
an
got a
entire
great arm.
season. Kyler Murray needs to sit down and watch an entire season of Drew Brees playing football. If he hasn't done it yet.
Well, Drew Brees, like I said, it's all about anticipation throws with Drew Brees. Drew Brees studied. Kyler Murray has only done everything off of his talent, and he's stupid talented, but he's not. So in the NFL, you can't. It's not just about being super talented. It's about
Well, you look
being
at Anthony
good.
Richardson. It's a perfect
Yeah,
example. Freak
100%.
athlete. Kyle Pitts, freak athlete. But they don't put it together on the field.
That's right, because they don't do the mental, and
No.
that's why Tom Brady, who was a dual quarterback at Michigan, and then he was one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time because he studied more than anybody else, and he knew the game.
Correct.
The reason that Peyton Manning is known as being one of the best ever is he knew what you were going to do before you ever do it, before you ever did it. He'd be like, he'd look over at you and be like, "You're going to blitz me, you idiot!"
Yeah.
Touchdown.
Yep.
He kicked our ass as the Chiefs, man. Whenever, I mean, I know all about Peyton Manning. Whenever, so
Peyton Manning was he was so fun to watch because, and it was the same way with Tom Brady. They were just so good at reading defenses. They knew what you were going to do.
I hated them, but they were great.
Absolutely. And, I hated Tom Brady a lot more than I hated Peyton Manning. I never hated Peyton Manning.
And then John Elway was the same way, man. They were just like these people, like they.
Dan Marino was another one that was a lot like that.
No, Dan Marino's team sucked. Dan Marino was the only reason they were even relevant at all.
If Dan Marino wasn't on any of those Dolphins teams,
oh my God,
that went to the Super Bowl and lost, even the playoffs. That if Dan Marino wasn't there, that team went to 1, 3, 4 games.
No, I mean Dan the man is stupid amazing. So I'm not taking anything away from him, but yeah, we kind of got off subject there. Sorry.
No, it's fine. That's the whole point of this is we just fucking go back and forth. I like to have a little schedule of going through things, but I also like when we go on a little rants and the tangents. It's fun. Just gonna jump in. My Vikings play tomorrow against the Steelers tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. I think the Vikings are gonna win this game, but I think it's gonna be close.
What Vikings are we getting?
Well, I'm hoping we get Vikings defense from last week, and I'm hoping we get the Carson Wentz that we had last week. And we get Jordan Addison back this week too. And we get our center back this week too, because he got hurt in week 1 with a concussion. So, no, week 2. Yeah, week 2. Kelly was out. He got hurt week 2, and then he was out last week. He's back this week. Donovan Jackson, our rookie guard that we drafted in the first round, ended up having to have wrist surgery. He is out, but not for a long period of time. So I'm hoping to get him back within the next few weeks. They did not put him on IR, so should be seeing him come back relatively soon. Probably going to have a club, but whatever. He's in it. He's playing good.
That's fine. Defense you can play with a broken whatever.
And again, I talked about it when we had our fucking big loss. Darisaw came back. That whole offensive line was different, and we still didn't have Ryan Kelly. And Donovan Jackson got hurt. That offensive line looked so much better with Darisaw there. And he's back, so we got our center back, our left tackle's back, Brian O'Neill's still here, Donovan Jackson, a little injured. Brando will probably fill his spot. Our offensive line is starting to play a little bit better. I think we see about the same out of Carson Wentz. Some quick intermediate throws, move the ball, Jordan Mason, run it. Steelers defense looks like dog shit.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
They have TJ Watt. Outside of that, right now, that defense looks like shit.
No, I'm not going to argue with you on that. I do think that the Steelers...
And if you know anything about me and how much I hated the fucking Packers, I hated Rodgers for so many fucking years, all you have to do is get in Aaron Rodgers' head a couple plays, and he's done.
No, if you do, he's over. But if you let him get started, he can destroy you. He can pick you apart. And he does still have it.
He still does.
He still has it. I'm not saying that he's washed. He's not washed. I would say he's one of those third-tier quarterbacks. But if you catch him on the wrong day, he's going to destroy you. If you catch him on the right day, you're going to beat his ass. So this is going to be a good game. It's always hard to pick these games in neutral territory, especially overseas, because you don't know how they're going to deal with the jet lag. You don't know how they're going to deal with the field conditions, everything's different. Even the atmosphere is different. So it's anybody's game. I think that the
Vikings.
Vikings are going to win this game because I think right now Carson Wentz is a consummate professional. I would put him as one of those third tier quarterbacks. We know that he can win in the NFL. He's won before.
Yep.
He's got him all the way to the playoffs. Went to the Super Bowl.
He was a big MVP candidate before he got hurt, and then Nick Foles took
100%.
over the season.
100%. And he's still in the league, and Nick Foles is not. He was our backup last year. He can come in and win games if he needs to. So
I'm taking this game. I'm taking it by a touchdown. I'm gonna go 20-13. I don't think the Vikings are gonna light up the scoreboard. I think the defense is gonna do their job. I'm gonna go 20-13 Vikings. But I think we still have a pick, possibly a fumble recovery, whatever it may be, to win the game, just to, seal that game. I think it's gonna be a good game. I just hope that it is, and I obviously hope for a Vikings win. Go into week 5, 3.
I think
3-1.
as long as you can control freaking Metcalf, then you'll be fine. That's his main target that can actually hurt you is Metcalf. And
I benched him in fantasy just because I don't want to see him play.
He's a beast. He really is, and he still is good. But he's one of those guys that either flashes or duds at the same time. So if he flashes, you might be in trouble. If he does, you're gonna be good, just fine. And I think that this is gonna be a close game as well. I think it's gonna be closer than what you think. I think it's gonna be 24-21. But I think the Vikings are gonna go ahead and take this. I think that they're just a little better. All right, so on to the next one. Let's go.
Let's hop into I got time for this game, and then I got to get rolling. Ravens versus the Chiefs. Chiefs finally got a win against the Giants. Still didn't look like the Chiefs that we normally see. And I know we've talked about it. You got out wide receivers. Xavier Worthy's been injured. Rashee Rice, blah, blah, blah. Defense looked better. There was a very terrible throw by Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I don't know. What do you got? What do you think? I'm nervous for the Chiefs. Not gonna lie. I kind of am. A little bit.
I think we did what we had to do last week. I think the thing, and I think this.
But you did what you had to do against the Giants.
No, I know, but hear me out. We did what we had to do last week. We got Tyquan Thornton involved. We had to get him involved because we had to have somebody step up until we get Rashee Rice and everybody else back. Xavier Worthy did have a full participation in practice this week and is scheduled to play. I don't know how much we're going to get him as far as playing goes, but we need that's what last week was about, was getting Tyquan Thornton involved in the game, because we can't rely on Travis Kelce anymore. We need to get more Noah Gray involved. We're going to have to get the run game involved. I think we should involve Mitchell a little more. All right, here's our scat back, our third string running back. I think that we need to get him a little more involved. We have 2 power backs in Isaiah Pacheco, who's been underwhelming, and Kareem Hunt, who's just a bowling ball. And I think the problem with Isaiah Pacheco is he looks for contact. He actually runs towards it rather than away from it. And I think that he could have got a few first downs if he would have went away from it and tried to avoid it. So what I think that we need right now is I think we need Patrick to settle the fuck down and start hitting his intermediate routes. We need to make people scared of Tyquan Thornton. So whenever we do get Xavier Worthy, and we do get, because Xavier Worthy's still small. He's awesome. He's fast, but he's small. But when we get Rashee Rice back, we will have somebody to complement him on the other side. And then we also have Hollywood Brown in there, who has been our go-to guy, but he is also only good for about 3 catches a game.
Correct, which he should be for a lot more. This is 2 teams that are going into this game.
They both need this win, I think. So to give my final opinion on this, I honestly don't know if the Chiefs win this game or lose this game. I think if we lose this game and we go to 1-3, then we're still okay, because we still, like I told you before, even if we went 0-6, I'm glad that we won that game. That's why I think that it's good that they got them involved. because I think that we're going to have to find people and other ways to win outside of just Patrick Mahomes and Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce. So that's so saying that, I think that this is going to be a really close game, and I think that if we can keep, I think that if we can keep Lamar Jackson down, that we're just doing just fine stopping the run. So if we can keep Lamar Jackson down, then we'll be okay, and we'll be able to win this game. I think it's actually going to be a decently high-scoring game, 28-24. Chiefs is what I'm saying. So I'm hoping that we end up being 2-2. Go ahead.
I'm taking the same score, but I think the Ravens are going to win.
Okay.
And I only say this only for the fact that the Chiefs just look out of sorts, but so do the Ravens.
Yeah. No,
both these teams need to win. Derrick Henry's fumbled away 2 wins. The Ravens should easily be 3-0.
Nope, I get it 100%.
And Lamar Jackson has looked good. The team has, in general, looked good. Derrick Henry has fumbled away 2 games. And both of these teams are going to be fighting for a win. And I think it's going to be very good, but I'm taking the same score, but I'm on the Ravens side in this one. And to be honest, I hope I'm wrong because the Chiefs are my second team. But I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough either way. This is going to be a tough game for both these teams. They both need a W. And I hope for a good football game. That's what I'm hoping for. But I'm going 28-24 Ravens side.
All right, man. Well, I hope that you're wrong, but I understand exactly why you picked that. It is what it is. No, it is what it is. I get it. And I don't hate on it for. I don't hate you for it. But
thanks for picking the Vikings this week.
No, hey, it is what it is, man. I'm just gonna give it. I'm gonna tell it how it is, either right or wrong, and either way, give me shit about it. I don't give a fuck. Just like that guy talking about the Oregon jerseys. We love you. Go fuck yourself. You're wrong. They're awesome. Outside of that,
before you sign off, Georgia Tech's come back into the game at 17-20. Wake Forest is still up, but only by 3.
See, perfect. That's why we love college ball. Got to get off here. Got to watch some college ball. And just so you guys remember, it's just an opinion. It's not a dick. Try not to take it so hard. Love you guys.
Until next
time. See you next time. See you tomorrow. Peace.